Hello and welcome back to another episode of LMScast. My name is Chris Badgett and I'm joined by a special guest, Sujay Pawar from the Astra theme and the company that makes that called Brainstorm Force. And Sujay's company also makes a lot of other products that we're going to get into. And Sujay and I first connected at Chris Lemma's Cabo Press. We had connected online before, but we actually met in person there, and it was really great to meet you in person. What you're doing with the Astra theme for the course building community is really awesome. I can't wait to dig into it. But first, can you tell us a little bit about how your journey into WordPress and becoming a product company that you now have 30-ish people as a co-founder, like how did that happen for you?
First of all, thank you for having me on the show, Chris. This is my first podcast, so very happy to join you on this show. So as you said, I am the co-founder of Brainstorm Force, which makes Astra theme and various other products. I started this company about 9 years ago when I was in college. The journey started, I did not have any intention of starting a company or business, but I was just in college trying to finish my college project. And I had some spare time. I had learned a couple of things while completing my college project. It was about SEO, Google rankings and stuff like that. So I thought, why not make some money by offering SEO and internet marketing services to some clients? And that's how I started. I met my business partner who was in the same business offering similar services. So we joined teams. We started providing these services together. And we started as a SEO company, and most of the work we were doing was on WordPress websites. Many of our customers were WordPress users, and that's how we started offering WordPress customization services as well. Then we started playing with WordPress. We developed some plugins, submitted them on WordPress repository, and that's how we got in the WordPress business too. Along the way, we built a team of people who wanted to join us, who were happy to join our team, develop plugins and stuff like that. So that's how we built our team as well. And so here we are after 9 years, a team of 30 people, 2 co-founders. We still provide services, which includes WordPress enterprise level services. Many brands in India are our customers. Universities, any newspaper agencies and publication houses. And we have a product business too. I personally take care of the products business while my partner takes care of the service side of the business.
Very cool. Very cool. And for those of you listening, I just want to read off some of the products made by Brainstorm Force. The Astra theme we're going to talk about a lot today. There's also ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder, Convert Pro, Schema Pro, which I'm sure came out of your roots in SEO, WP Portfolio, and you're working on a add-on for Elementor coming soon. So that's a really nice suite of products, and we're going to kind of talk about those in a little bit. But when I first connected or noticed you online, I originally noticed you around the ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder. And then as I've gotten to know you, one of the things I've really noticed about you is we share, number one, a skill and a desire and a passion for strategy, which is great. But also, you have this, from my observation, thing where I call it a frontline obsession, where you're very engaged with your customers and your community, and you're very professional about how you conduct yourself when you're in your communities. And I've noticed with great companies, especially in technology and software, it's very important, especially for one of the co-founders or founder or leadership people in leadership positions, to really interact directly with the customers or the prospects, so that they really understand the need of what people want and try to solve those problems with technology and really just invest in those relationships. Where does that come from for you? Why do you do that? How did you make it such an important part of what you do to interact with your community?
Many of our ideas, the best ideas, come from interaction with the customers. And I believe this is integral part of our culture. We just like to go out, speak with our customers, try to interact with them, understand their needs. And that's how we get, genuine feedback for our products, seeing what people are doing with our products, how they use our products, what kind of challenges they face, interacting with them in our communities and forums. So, this is just a cultural thing for us. We just like to go out, speak with them, hang out with them. And I believe that is the source of our main inspiration and ideas.
That's very cool. And like you, we have a background in a service business. We're pretty much a product company now, but I think out of those roots of working with clients, you develop it's different than just starting with a product business. So I'm sure that having a service business serves you well too, in terms of really keeping your finger on the pulse of what businesses are wanting and needing. I have one more question for you, just around you. One of the other things I've noticed about your company and your products and really your skill set is you kind of have this magical combination of design, development, and business skills. A lot of times companies are strong in one or two of those, but not all three in the software space and in the WordPress community. How did you get such a well-rounded balance across those disciplines?
To be honest, I was very good at code in college, but it's been a while I haven't coded. I am myself a very design obsessed person. So I pay very good attention on all our products and see if they are designed well, if they have good user experience and stuff like that. And as for the code, that just comes from my personal background in computer science. I can understand how things work and how things should work, but I'm not the one who codes. I'm very lucky to have a good team who have like great skills in the development, software development and code writing. So it's just my team who writes code, and I'm the one who takes care of our designs. I'm the one who still approves our designs and pays very good eye on the designs. So that's a good combination. Thanks to my team who writes good code, and I can take care of the other things.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I want to talk about page builders a little bit before we get into courses and memberships. We've noticed at LifterLMS that not everybody, but there's a good significant percentage of people who use page builders. So the way I kind of describe it in general is that, themes do the heavy lifting of design. Plugins like LifterLMS are predominantly focused on functionality. And then page builders help you create more kind of fancy layouts is how I describe it to somebody who's not in the industry and goes into more detail about how it all works. I noticed you came in with ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder, which is really cool. I actually go to your page there on ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder and look at the different things that you can do that adds to Beaver Builder to make it fancier. I get so much inspiration and design ideas from there. It's just so cool. How did you decide to, themes used to do all the design, and then page builders came in, and then it's almost like you're part of this new category that takes page builders even further, with all these like templates. And even in your Astra theme, you have Astra sites, you have these pre-built things. How did this evolve so that you take things that are already existing and then extend them further, making it easier for the customer? How did that happen?
To be honest, Ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder is not our first add-on for page builders. Even before, our first commercial product was Ultimate add-ons for Visual Composer. We developed that in 2014, and that was our first commercial product. Like I said, our roots are in WordPress. We provide services to our customers. So many of our customers who wanted flexibility, who often came to us asking for tiny little small changes, and we at that time thought of developing our own page builder in around 2013, when we were just we had just started developing WordPress plugins. So we even designed our own page builder, but it wasn't very good. So we saw which are the existing good page builders in the market, and Visual Composer was one of it. It had good APIs as well. So we just decided to extend that because it was very basic back in 2013. It did not have any good modules, good designs, or good controls. So on top of the Visual Composer's APIs, we built new modules, and we just thought, hey, why not? Why shouldn't we? Why not offer these new modules and new controls to other people? So the starting point was we just submitted the new plugin that we had developed on Code Canyon, which is a Envato marketplace, and it instantly got popular. We realized many people wanted similar functionality, similar extendability. So that's how our add-on for Visual Composer, the very old page builder, got in the market. So it was out of necessity. We wanted to provide more control to our clients. We even started developing our own page builder, but it did not go well. So we just took and extended other one. So Ultimate add-ons for Visual Composer was very popular, being used by more than 30,000-40,000 people back then, before we started developing Beaver Builder add-on. Beaver Builder was new. Many people were jumping on the Beaver Builder ship, and many people always reached out to us that, hey, you have a very good extension for Visual Composer. Without your extension, we can't even think of using Visual Composer. And why don't you develop a similar extension for Beaver Builder as well? You have pretty good set of modules which you can develop in Beaver Builder as well, and we will be very happy to purchase your plugin. So that's how we got in Beaver Builder space as well. And along the way, we had developed a theme for our customers for serving in our client's business. Rather than starting every time with a very blank and scratch theme like _s, we had developed a theme that we called King back then, which we just installed on our client's website. We extended that theme further, we improved it, optimized it, and we released it on the WordPress repository, which is now known as Astra.
Very
so that's
cool.
how we got in page builder and themes market. And to answer your question, how themes have evolved, I still remember like themes were widgetized. All the designs used to come from widgets, and WordPress pages were just for the static pages where you had tiny MC and you just had to type things, and that's how the content of your pages came from. But that has been changing. Themes are becoming very flexible. Themes are mostly responsible for controlling the basic structure and the basic layout, typography, color set of your website, while the custom pages are being designed from the plugin nowadays, from the page builder nowadays. While plugins like LifterLMS do the heavy lifting for the essential functionality. And I believe that is the way it should be. Even with Gutenberg coming, this idea is, I believe, being proved that page builders is a necessity so that people can design unique layouts. So I believe page builders are a good way for users to provide good control over the design and the flexibility.
That's awesome. I think back when I started freelancing and building sites for clients, and this would have been around, I started building sites on my own around 2008, and then charging for it around 2010. If I had had page builders and themes like Astra and add-ons like modules and templates I could use, it would have been, it's just amazing how far things have come. And it opens up the whole world of building websites, and not just any website, great looking websites, to more and more people. It's very cool. I like where we're heading here. Let's talk a little bit more about Astra. So you have an angle on it about speed, which I think is fascinating, because when people are selecting themes, sometimes you hear folks say things like, don't go with this one over here because it's, quote, bloated and it's slow. How did you decide to focus on the speed problem? Why did you choose that to focus on?
So like we just talked, nowadays, the borderline between themes and page builders has come very, very thinner. Themes are necessary to be very flexible, and most of the designs are coming from page builders. So we decided to make a theme which works with all page builders and keep it really very, very lightweight, so that it works very, and it performs very fast in all browsers. So that's how we decided to make a theme which is very flexible and performance focused. Performance is a very essential thing nowadays, because many themes that you see in the market today are bloated, but very few themes focus on the performance. And we just decided to tackle on that problem. And that is speed and performance is at the core of Astra.
Well, as I can see with the very fast growth of Astra, I think you made a good strategic decision there, and also acknowledging that the function of the themes are changing and page builders do what they do. And so therefore the role of the theme is different. How did you decide to get into or focus on the course building membership site market? Why is that market of interest to you?
With Astra, what we want to do is we are taking a very modular approach. The first thing that we wanted to do was, modularity is at the core of Astra. We are making things very, very modular. So first, our initial focus was page builders. So I believe we did a good job at the page builders market. For brochure sites, Astra is popular nowadays. People are using Astra in combination of any page builder of their choice for building brochure websites. But for the next step for us was to integrate with LMS and plugins like LifterLMS. So that's our strategical decision to integrate with more plugins in a modular way, in a way that it doesn't become bloated because of, and it is possible because of our modular structure. So LifterLMS is a awesome LMS, and it was a strategical move to come in the LMS market and integrate with LifterLMS to offer LMS solution to WordPress users.
That's awesome. And I noticed that you guys also support WooCommerce.
Yes, we released WooCommerce Integration last year, very late last year in December. And I believe it is one of the best integrations you can find on the internet with WooCommerce. We have provided many good things while still remaining performance focused, conversion focused, without any bloat at all. We have tried our best to provide best WooCommerce support. And it usually, it is possible because we still do client projects and we understand clients' needs. So that's a benefit for us since we still do client projects.
Very cool. I have some more questions I'm going to come back to related to that. But before I do, can you just describe, and we do the same thing at LifterLMS. We have a freemium model where there's a free LifterLMS core plugin, and then we have add-ons. With the Astra theme, you have a free theme, and then you have paid stuff you can add to it. Can you describe for the people that have perhaps never heard of Astra what do they get with the free and what do they get with the paid?
Sure. So Astra free theme is kind of a framework. It is a very good base for your website. You get a solid structure and architecture for your website. On top of that, you can install the plugins and build your WordPress website. It's a blank canvas theme that you can start your project with. And with Astra Pro, it's an add-on for the Astra theme. It's not another theme, extended version of the theme. It's a plugin that sits on top of the Astra and extends things. So basic styling and design comes from the Astra theme, whereas if you need more controls for styling or the appearance of your website, if you need more options in the customizer, these options are provided from the Astra Pro theme.
Very cool. And in terms of Lifter LMS, what does that mean? Is there things they can get in the free theme for Lifter, or it's all in the add-on, or how does that work?
When you install Astra theme with the LifterLMS plugin, you instantly get a beautiful looking website for courses. Your courses look amazing just by installing Astra theme LifterLMS. But if you need more control over styling, for example, more control over your checkout pages, more control over the grids, or more control over your membership plans, or even more control over your courses and lessons pages, Astra Pro provides options in the customizer, so you can customize the appearance, you can turn on and off some options, so you can control how things appear on your website. So the styling and design comes from Astra theme, whereas if you need more options, you can get them from Astra Pro plugin.
That is very cool. And I wanted to focus on that point a little bit in terms of integrating with a tool, like you were saying, WooCommerce, and now we're talking about Lifter LMS. Lifter LMS is a plugin and there's add-ons. And if a theme wants to integrate, I mean, Lifter can work with any, we say, well-coded WordPress theme. And I've noticed, some companies build, they may advertise Lifter compatibility and do a few things. But what I noticed when you came on the scene is you started doing a lot of things, and you started solving a lot of interesting problems, like options into the customizer, which is the way people with WordPress can toggle different options and adjust things and see them kind of change in real time, which is very cool. You started almost, to me, as like a product guy. It looked like you were attacking very key, important problems or opportunities. So to give an example of what some of those are, is you gave a bunch of different layout options that look great out of the box, like box layout, full width, a bunch of neat options that were very easy to play around with and see which one you like. As we all know, people have very different design preferences. Some people like the box thing, some people like the wide thing. So it was very cool. And then the two of the features that really caught my attention, and this is where it's obvious that you understand the customer, but also the customer's customer, which is actually, in my opinion, the most important thing. You integrated two features called distraction-free checkout and distraction-free learning, and I'm really glad you did both, because course creators or education entrepreneurs, they need to build a business. They're trying to make money. Conversions are important. Having distraction-free checkout is important. Keeping them focused while they're checking out and eliminating distraction makes sense. But also, you took the time to create distraction-free learning so that as they get into a lesson, that there's less things going on, really focusing on the lesson content, which I thought that's a feature that comes from somebody that really understands course creators and their students. So could you talk a little bit about those features and where the genesis of where those ideas came from? Because you didn't ask me for that or anything. You just created. I was like, wow, that is really cool.
Sure. So all this, We believe devil is in the details. I personally believe devil is in the details. And when we integrate with some plugins like LifterLMS, I believe it is a job of a theme to provide the necessary styling for the plugin. The integration, I mean, just integrating and saying things don't break is not necessary, is not enough. We got to move a bit ahead and ensure that everything looks great and functions seamlessly on the theme. And besides that, from Astra Pro, we provide some options so users can do very neat and amazing things and get better control over the design aspect of their website. So that's our thinking while integrating with plugins like LifterLMS. We like to design small things and take care of all the nitty-gritty stuff, ensure that everything works perfectly. And while trying to do all these integrations, we try to understand who our customers are, what are the challenges that they face, what are the things that we can do to help them. And we do a lot of research while doing anything, any kind of integration or any work. So at that time, I personally noticed that the problem that course creators have is engagement. Many students buy courses, but they don't really, very few of them complete their courses. And course creators often go out of their way and engage their students through various methods like quizzes, certificates, badges, and through many gamification things. So I thought from the theme, we can provide them some controls and have students focus really well on the courses. So the idea that popped in our mind was we can remove some distractions from the theme, like the menu, the unnecessary footers, unnecessary widgets, and just in one place, have students focus on the course itself and remove the distractions. Anyway, it's a e-learning. It's not a classroom learning. They already have enough distractions, and one more distraction on the website is bad for students. So the idea came from a lot of research, understanding users' problems, and just seeing what we can do to take this further and help our customers. So that's how it just comes from a lot of research, a lot of reading, and trying to understand the problems of our customers.
Well done. Well done. Well, I wanted to touch on a little bit on, you have something called Schema Pro. Can you talk about what that does? Sure. And by the way, I got access to that through I got the agency license for Astra, which came with, maybe you could describe what comes with the agency license.
Sure. So let's first of all talk about the Schema plugin. Schema was our first free plugin in the WordPress space. As I mentioned, our company comes from SEO background, and we wanted to get in the WordPress. We just wanted to see how to develop WordPress plugins. And Schema was very new concept back then. So we developed a free plugin for Schema, launched it on WordPress.org. And it is still the best, most popular plugin for Schema. It is mentioned on many websites, and it is a still very popular plugin, has more than 70,000 active installs. So we had developed that plugin. It was a free plugin, and we knew that we could still improve that. It was our first plugin, and it wasn't perfect plugin. We knew that we could improve that. So we decided to, apply all our learnings that we have learned throughout the journey of last few years. And Schema Pro, I believe, is still one of our best products. It is one of the best codes, and it is the most easy plugin to use. Schema is a very complex topic. First of all, users have a challenge to understand Schema, how to integrate that, whether Schema comes from their SEO plugin, whether Schema comes from their theme, because many themes claim that they have Schema integrated, or do I need to integrate another plugin to implement Schema? So there were a lot of challenges that we needed to solve, And that, I mean, the education part, we could solve that from trying to have good articles on our website, educating people what is the difference between schemas and stuff like that, and how themes are different, how your SEO plugins are different, and how schema is different. So schema, if for anyone who doesn't know schema, it is something that makes you appear better in search results. You might have seen some websites appear differently in search results and some appear very normally. So schema is something that makes you that makes Google understand your website better, get better confidence of your website, that this page means particularly this thing, so that they can confidently display better information of your website in search engines. So that is schema.
And what does schema mean for course creators? Like what's an example of how they might use it?
So for if somebody is searching for a particular course, Google might just show random results that Google it has in database. But if your website has schema implemented for courses, Google can show more detailed information for your website. For example, who is the author of your course? How much does this course cost? How many modules does it have? What is the title of that course? The duration of the course and stuff like that.
Which is much more useful if you're looking at a search results page to see that information instead of just like the headline and like the first words on the page.
Exactly. So it makes, even though you might not rank on the first result of Google, if you rank a little below, your search results look much better. So people, it is a basically free traffic. If you implement schema, even though you might not rank as higher as other websites, you can stand out in search results and get free traffic from Google.
That is awesome. Yeah, there's I always respect quality SEO advice from a respectable source like yourself. So that's really cool that you have that going on. Well, Sujay, I just wanted to say thank you and just let you know how much I appreciate what you're doing with Astra. Thank you for making it integrate so well with LifterLMS. It's great to be a technology partner with you and service to course creators and membership site builders. Thank you for bringing good design and making easier and faster to build, especially for course creators. For those of you listening, I'd encourage you to head on over to the Astra site, which is wpastra.com. And you can find out more about Sujay and his company at Brainstorm Force. What's the URL for that one?
Sure. It is brainstormforce.com. BRAINSTORMFORCE.com.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing your story with us and geeking out together with me about your products and how you built it and the evolution of your business. For those of you listening, check out Astra, check out Sujay. Just thank you so much for coming on the show and doing what you do.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for inviting. It's a pleasure.